Hi, this is Brad. We're on Celebrity Ascent out of Civitavecchia, which is basically the seaport for Rome. Earlier, I did a little quick room tour, and I'm going to do a quick focus on the infinite veranda, which you can see right now, and kind of describe it in my thoughts. Now, it's only the first day. As I mentioned before, this is a 7-night from Civitavecchia to Barcelona, and we have room 6260, which is a unobstructed infinite veranda. Let's kind of move in. I got the window open. My girlfriend kind of likes it. The problem we're having, it's really warm outside, really warm, and it just radiates a lot of heat. I mean, I've got it open now, but it's not very tolerable at this point. So in the summer, it's not good. I mean, I've not had this kind of heat generate. I like the fact that there's so much glass, but the problem with the glass is the heat. And again, I've got it open. We're just going to kind of walk over here real quick. You can see if we look down that we have, it's a slight lack of privacy. It's better in some of them, but you can see if we go straight down here, you have some tables and people. So if you're standing right near the window, like, somebody could probably look up your shorts or something, you know what I mean? So, and then you can kind of look to the aft or the back of the ship, and then you'll see in a moment how most of these infinite verandas are. Like, do you see the lifeboats here? And most of them have, like, they don't call it obstructed, but I consider it sort of an obstruction, because the bottom of the lifeboat comes right up to the bottom, to the floor, right? So it does sort of obstruct it. But, in that context, this room is pretty good. Now, as you can see from the panel here, you have to hold the switch up or down. We're going to go ahead and go up. And you can hear it kind of squeaks and moans. When you also have a shade that you can put. In fact, I might demonstrate that to you. So it goes up as long as you hold it. When you release it, it stops. Also, one thing that kind of sucks, I hope you can hear me over though. I'll wait till it gets to the top. Just wait a second here. Okay, that's done. One thing that kind of sucks is when the window is open, the air conditioner shuts off. Some of you probably already know that. So, I mean, I'm not loving the design, to be honest with you. I know they're using it on the Edge class ships. I'm just going to shut the curtain just for a second, and then we'll. So just push it, I think, once, and you can hear the motor. But yeah, so I mean, here we were leaving, and we had this thing mostly shut, just because of all the heat, And you just, again, the other you have to hold down to make the window go down or up. This one you just push it once. I think you can also do it from kind of around the door, like over. We'll walk back there. Over near the door there is a control. I guess you probably can't see it right now. Maybe if I touch it, you can see there, open blind, there's some controls. I think you can do it from the app. But you can see it got much warmer in the room, 24 degrees centigrade, whatever that is. I'm a Fahrenheit kind of guy. I'm from the US, as you probably know. But that was just from having the window open just for a minute, right? For a little bit. Not a minute, that's an exaggeration. But anyway, let's go back up on this. Here we go. So now it's going to go back up. So we've only, again, let's back up a little bit. We've only been on the ship for a day. It's a beautiful ship. I definitely do recommend the ship. I mean, we had an ocean view. What happened is we had an ocean view with a slight obstruction. It looks a lot like this, but it didn't have the window that went down. But it was quite a lot cheaper. I want to say about $400 a person cheaper. And then the short of it is that I upgraded to this. I paid a little extra to get this cabin. This is kind of nice that you can shut this area. I'm going to try to do this real quick. And pardon the jerky camera work, but there we go. So you can shut both of these. They're sort of frosted. You see the windows. Let me back off so you get a better view. So you can kind of see what's going on here. So if you just wanted to get some light in, but yeah, so beautiful ship, beautiful room, nice layout. The theory is good, the concept is good. And if it's not real hot, you might be okay, right? If you're doing like it was a different cruise line, but we did a winter cruise last year in Europe, and that, or autumn or spring, something like that would be fine. But if you're in a hot area, it's almost like, what's the point of having this? Now, again, the girlfriend liked the general concept, but then she was complaining how hot it is and we need to start shutting everything. So I think I'm going to kind of wrap it up. We're going on 5 minutes now. So Again, I did a tour of the room, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. We got some junk out, so sorry if it's a little cluttered. But we like the room, we like the ship. It looks like it's going to be a good cruise, but I don't know about the infinite veranda. I really don't. I think personally, like I'd much rather have a traditional balcony that juts out away from the room, and that you can go out there if you want to and sit out there, and you don't have to get the whole room superheated. And a slight gripe of mine. This is really not that much to do with celebrity, but on MSC they have something very similar, but they call it an infinite ocean view, I think is what they call it, and they price it more like an ocean view. And these are priced more like a veranda. So I don't love that aspect of it either, because it's not really a veranda in my mind. In my mind, a veranda is something that has a glass sliding door. You go outside and you can sit on the outside of the ship, and you can't really do that here. So just some comments. I'll wrap it up, on the infinite veranda on the Edge class ships in general, and specifically, I'm sure there's plenty of videos on it. Edge class ships have been out for a while. And the Ascent is almost brand new, but I don't love that aspect of it. I don't. If I had to book it again, if the pricing was good, maybe, but otherwise I'd rather get like a sunset veranda, or maybe even one of those porthole verandas. At least they're contained within a porthole, but at least you have something that's kind of a real veranda, even though it's small. So I guess that's about it. Just my comments on my thoughts. Too hot. Gets the whole room really hot, and so it sounds great to open the window, but again, there's a lot of places and times of the year where I think that's not very practical. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful. As always, leave some comments if there's anything you have questions about or you'd like to add a remark or two. And we're going to have a nice time, I'm sure, but we're probably going to keep this window closed quite a lot, actually. So bye-bye.